Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show a very quick tutorial on how I make these flower centers. I had them in my template number 10 tutorial video, and I had a few questions about how I make this, and so I thought I'd film it really quick. Now there are a lot of different ways that you can make this. This is just one way, and I tried to choose the easiest routes depending on whether you have a cutting machine or you don't. And so this one here, first of all, these are unfinished. I left a portion of it to be finished on camera so that it wouldn't take a long time to film this, but the first petal is from Lea Griffis' website. She offers a lot of free tutorials and templates on her webpage, and so this is from her Hydrangea bouquet template that she offers. I just took the shape into my silhouette cameo and made it about 1 inch in overall size, and so I have a pile of those here, a pile of those petals. And then this next one is from a Fiskars brand Punch Out. So I've removed the little backing that they put to catch the cutouts, and I have a bunch of them here. And this is easy. You might find different brands, but this is the one that I found most at my store. It's easy and affordable. I believe I used a coupon, so this is probably a couple dollars. This is what the packaging looks like. I hope it shows up. So with this lever punch, it's just slightly less than 1 inch. It's 0.94 inches. So it's slightly smaller than this one. And the petals are obviously different. This one is more rounded. The Lea Griffis petal is more rounded, while this one is 5-pointed flower. It looks more like a star. But they still work great. And then all you need is some pearlized pins. So these just have that pearl on the tip of it. I hope that's showing up. But essentially you're just using these in and you're pinning them into a styrofoam ball. So the ones I'm using here are about 3 inches wide. I cut them in half, and then this is what I'm using. These work really great for larger balls. I have made Pomander, the kissing balls, for weddings and such, but I like to use this type of styrofoam, not the one that crunches and gets all over the place. But essentially, this I use my silhouette cameo. You can, I believe she has an SVG file that you can import into your Cricut software or whatever cutting machine, and also in silhouette cameo software. This one, again, I use a lever punch. You can use a different brand if you have one that of a different flower, and then you just punch out a lot. I like to use these for scrap pieces of paper. So essentially, because I took out the catcher, I think they call it confetti catcher. I just like to go, I turn it upside down, and then I punch it like that. And then I make sure that I am trying to conserve as much paper as I can. And then I just do this until I use up the entire piece of paper. This is a great way to use up scraps. I think I might have mentioned that. And you can do a lot at a time. But you can see that's fairly easy. You do not need a cutting machine for that. So essentially, it's very easy just to complete these flowers. What I did was, for the Lea Griffis petal, I just stacked them together at first, took a pearlized pin, and then I stuck it through the center. So then it goes right through, and then this is where I stagger and offset the petals so that it's more circular. And I just stick it into the ball. And then what I do is I like to curl up that top layer petal and then leave the bottom layer uncurled, so that the bottom petal, since I had 2 of them, so the bottom petal will cover up some of that styrofoam if you do not paint it underneath. If you're using a certain color that you can paint underneath, you won't have to worry about that as much. But because I'm using a white ball underneath and I didn't want it to show quite as much, it's easier for me to do that. And I think I ruined that petal. So let me do that again. And I essentially just complete the flower this way. And I'll do that very quickly to show you what it looks like. And so there you go. This is the completed ball using Lea Griffis petals. You can see that if you do look at it a certain way, you will see the white underneath, but it's not that noticeable. And I really like this because it looks really fluffy. If you don't have a cutting machine and you don't want to invest in one, obviously, again, you can use this lever punch. It works just as well, and I think it has really great results. You do the same thing. So I like to lay two on top of each other, poke a hole through it, and then just stick it on. For this particular punch, I like to crease the petals upward, at least the top layer, and keep the bottom one down, just as I did with this one. And then it covers a lot of that space underneath, and so I'll finish this one. So what I like to do is I do like to prep a lot of them beforehand before I stick them on. It's a little more efficient because this can get very time consuming. So what I do is I like to take the pearl pins and then poke them through a lot of them and then have them ready before I finish off the ball. So you can prep it in stages, just get a lot of the pins poked through the paper, and then you have this ball. And so it works great. It looks just the same as this one. It doesn't matter which one you're using. And it looks really nice if you're using a dark contrast color against the pearl pins. And you can do a lot of different looks. For instance, I have a few other cutouts that I had done. So then you can also use pink and then maybe a green to make it look like a mini flower center to go on your ball. And put that through the center, and then I like to push the petals of the pink one up. Hope that's showing up. Not too bright. You can also do that, with the darker pink. I'll show you what that looks like really quick. You can essentially use any color that you want, depending on the look that you're going for. Like that. Or you can just do two colors, sort of like a two-tone hydrangea ball center. Especially if you're doing a two-tone color petal, that would look really cute. So you can layer whatever color you want on top and bottom. Just like that. And when I'm doing them, I do like to do them in a line, starting at the middle and then sort of offsetting them. So you can see I did two here. Excuse me. I did two here and then I added one in between. So that sort of offsets it. And it helps cover up that space on the ball. And so yeah, overall this is a great addition to your paper flowers if you have the time to do it and you want to make your flowers look a little more intricate, since this adds more of that visual interest to the flower. And please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.